This is maybe one of the most important videos I've ever made because today I'm hiring. And I'm not just hiring anyone, I'm hiring A players. I need the best of the best, and that just might be you. Now, today I just want to quickly establish what those hiring positions are, and then from there, I'm going to go into depth on two of the major ones. So yes, I'm hiring a COO. I'm hiring a professional grade video editor and storyteller. I'm hiring a Indonesian executive assistant, somebody that needs to be able to speak fluently in English as well as in Bahasa, and you need to be willing to move here to Bali if you're not already here. I'm hiring a manager for the Lost Creator House, which is my guest house here in Bali, Indonesia. It's basically like a hotel for content creators. And I'm looking for a junior accountant based here in Indonesia. For any of those last three roles, you can learn more in the description below. But now I want to talk about the hire of the COO. To be the COO of LeBlanc, to be working side by side with me, I want somebody that has managed a team in the past and has done so successfully. This is something that is a critical skill, and it's not a nice to have, it's a must have. So if you've never been in a position of management before, if you've never run a team, unfortunately this isn't the role for you. I need somebody that has experience building operation systems. Whether you've run with Slack, Asana, Trello, or any of the other project management software tools, I need somebody to come on board with a clear vision of how we're going to structure the operations on LeBlanc. I need somebody that understands how to make multiple teammates all work together towards the same goal. But that leads me to my third must, and that is they must have people skills. Managing people is complicated. I've been able to learn that over the last 2 years of trying to scale up to a mid-sized business, now being back to about half the size of the all-time heights. And with that has come a lot of learning, and that is the kind of lessons I need you to have already learned. And the fourth, you must be fully available. And I don't even want to call it full-time. I don't want to call it a 9-to-5 because this is everything but a 9-to-5 job. This is a career, this is a life, and I can't wait to share this life with whoever becomes that right fit person. For me, LeBlanc isn't a business. It's literally a lifestyle. It's my baby, and it's something that has endless potential. It's a business that's been able to impact millions of people around the world, to inspire them to ask more from life, to leave behind a toxic 9-to-5, or to pack up their bags and go and explore this beautiful planet. LeBlanc has been extremely rewarding financially, but the best part of all of it has been the impact. And I want to find that person that wants to share in on the impact and, of course, the financial gains that come with running this awesome business. Now, with all those requirements, I also want to establish the non-requirements. You do not have to have had managerial experience with another creator, although that would be an awesome bonus. And lastly, you do not need to move to Bali, although that would also be a bonus if you were open to that. Right now, we're building LeBlanc into a remote business where people are going to be situated in different parts of the world. It's going to come with some challenges, but that's ultimately why the COO needs to be hyper organized. And that brings me on to my next part. I want to talk about the key competencies before I talk about the responsibilities that come with the role. Firstly, I want commitment. I want somebody that puts in as much effort as I do day in and day out. I love what I do, and I want to find somebody that doesn't have to drag their heels to show up or to stay late because we're pushing through a project critical deadline. I need somebody that doesn't have side hustles, side clients. I want to take care of you, and I want to bring you under this business so that you can thrive within here. Once you start to learn more about the LeBlanc business, you'll discover the endless possibilities, but you'll also see why it's so critical that we really choose the right places to invest our limited resources and time. Secondly, I need somebody that's efficient. For me, this is a critical word because it's how I built my business as a run and gun single shooter, building a YouTube business, a series of travel guides, a content creator academy, and so much more. Efficiency runs in my veins. I am a very focused person, and I want to be with somebody that understands how to make every single hour count. Thirdly, this is one of my number one values. It's honesty and transparency. I want somebody who can tell me when I'm doing something wrong, when I've accidentally rubbed you the wrong way and you don't feel the need to bottle it. I am somebody that is extremely honest, and sometimes it can be a little hard for some people to hear, but I prefer to be that way. Although I am working on softening my information, I prefer it because I like to run at hyper speed. I like to move fast. And in fast moving, sometimes I say things a bit too bluntly. But what I will say is, if you can be just as transparent, honest as me, even when you fear it's going to be hurting my feelings, I love somebody that is able to give constructive feedback, because without it, it's hard for me to improve. I really value that. And I want to find someone that is able to be not just transparent, but also trustworthy. You see, I'm giving you a big piece of this business. You are going to be in charge of the heartbeat of what's going on within our team. And this is an immense level of trust that I have to give to you just as much as you have to give to me. Hiring is vulnerable, and I really hope to be able to create a beautiful bond with you while we go on to create the most kick-ass business we've ever built. The next is high standards. I am a little bit of a perfectionist, and admittedly, the way the channel has been run over the last year and a half has not adhered to my standards. I've not been happy about the content that we've been posting across the board, and that's ultimately where this hiring is so critical, because we are in a position of need to create systems. Right now, LeBlanc is in dire need of proper operations, proper team structuring and communication across the board to get back to a place where we can not just post on YouTube, but on other platforms, and do so at a quality standard that is representative of the LeBlanc brand. The next up is a very critical one. I need somebody that's caring and treats others with respect. And I know that sounds like a fluff piece, but let's face it, some of us are just naturally more nurturing than others. And while I'm not hiring a mother for the team, I am in some sense hiring someone that's going to have to be the person that our team can go to when they're not feeling right, when they're dealing with personal troubles, and when they're dealing with workplace troubles. I want somebody that my team feels they can open up to, communicate with. If there's one thing that I would say I've learned in the past, it's the danger of having a communication line that's down. Because when people bottle up their emotions, it can lead to people leaving, and it can lead to people decreasing in productivity. And not to mention, my overall desire for LeBlanc is to run an awesome company where people are proud to work and excited to work. Okay, this one probably could have been at the very top, because this is going to be a strength that will make up for one of my shortcomings. And that is, I need somebody that is hyper organized. Somebody that lives and breathes spreadsheets, lives and breathes in Asana or other tracking methods. I need somebody that knows how to keep up with not just their own work schedule, not just my work, but also others' works on the team, to ensure that everybody is step in step, keeping up with our KPIs, our performance standards, and also making sure that ultimately we are able to track. Ultimately, if I can find the yin to my yang, somebody that really complements me and my strengths, but also my weaknesses, this will be a great fit. Because yeah, I am not the most organized person. Just gonna apologize in advance. But I am very coachable and very willing to be told how to do things. With that, I need somebody that is capable of being a multitasker. You see, stepping into a COO position means that you've got a lot of things going on all at once at all times. Another competency that I appreciate is somebody that's decisive. I am an exceptionally decisive person, and I love to talk about things and then not need to revisit them later, aside from some exceptional items. It's great to be able to have a power meeting, be fully focused, and move on to the next chapter. And I would love to find somebody with fast-moving and excitable energy, somebody that brings the fun to the team. You see, this is a career for me, and I do it not just because of the financial reward, but most of all because it gives me purpose, it gives me meaning, and it brings me a lot of fun. And I love to be around other people that feel the same way, people that are inspiring me with their energy and work ethic, and most of all, people that know how to laugh, smile, and enjoy the process. Because if you join this team, I guarantee you one thing, there's some challenges ahead. There's going to be some mountains. But if there's one thing I know, it's that when you get to the top of that mountain, there's truly no better rush, no better feeling of accomplishment. It's like that moment where you unlock a new achievement in your favorite video game. It's just unleashing the endorphins. And truly, my business is a video game. One thing I can promise you is with your good energy, I am going to have so much fun building this business with you. Now, let's talk about the key responsibilities of being COO with LeBlanc. Ultimately, I need somebody that's skilled in operations. Take the 6 or so members of our team and make them run as if they were one. Together, we will create the systems that allow us to all operate in our full capacity at 100% efficiency. Secondly, I would love for you to take the lead on acquiring and hiring the best talent in the league. As I said before, we are in a stage of the business where the only kind of hires we're making moving forward are A players. I want to be surrounded by stunning colleagues that inspire not just myself, but you and everyone else on our team to be the best that they can be. I don't want to hire people that are coasting. I don't want to hire people that are just looking for another job. This is for people that want to be in an incubator of learning, of inspiration and impact. And your role is going to be so critical in that, because I don't want to run hiring once a year or once a quarter. I want it to be an ongoing process of acquiring the best people in the league. I can't think of something that would make LeBlanc more fun than that. Another key responsibility is celebrating. I need you to be the person to help us slow down once in a while and say, hey, congratulations to so-and-so for editing this video. It's currently ranked the best out of the last 10 uploads. Or hey, congrats to this person for successfully hosting a get-together at Lost Creator House. With your hyper-organized ways, your spreadsheets, and your data, I know that you're going to be the best person to know when we have hit a key metric and to be able to celebrate the people involved. That's one of the areas that I have identified a dire need in the LeBlanc organization, and that's to celebrate our wonderful team. I want you to lead department heads. You see, we've got a lot of things going on in LeBlanc. We have property development, we have the YouTube business, we have Instagram, we did have TikTok. We kind of got banned temporarily. We'll see where that goes. We have Lost Creator Academy, and we also have a coming Bali guide. You see, we have quite a few department heads, and with that, as COO, you are going to be the one that needs to have a snapshot of what is going on across the board. You need to be involved in sharing your skills and knowledge to make sure that all of our department heads can be operating at full efficiency. Next up, you are going to be in charge of evaluating performance. Together, we're going to set a form of KPIs and expectations across the board for the different team members we have, and your mission will be to ensure that our team is hitting these standards, if not surpassing them. One of the newest systems we've implemented within our team is what's called end-of-day reports. And you see, this is extremely valuable because we have a remote team. And so the cool thing is, with just a 30-second to 60-second wrap-up at the end of every teammate's day, they're going to put together a paragraph that explains what they did during their day. At the end of the day, you're going to go through these reports and ensure that our team is on track and hitting their goals. If there's any concerns, any problems, then it'll be you that will follow up with them to figure out what's going wrong and how you can get them back on track. Now, with all of your tracking, your spreadsheets, it would be extremely valuable if you're also able to run some level of financials and projections. Now, I'm not expecting you to be a CFO, a chief financial officer, but I would love to have some basic projections and understandings of where we sit in terms of our profit and loss every single month. This would be very valuable. But please note, I don't expect you to be the accountant on the team. We will hire that. The last key responsibility that really comes to mind is to understand the company pulse. Because with so many different teams, with people working remotely, it's very easy for me to be caught in the field, either out shooting or deep in a Lost Creator Academy development cycle. And during these periods, sometimes I lose track of what's going on within the team. Maybe there's somebody that's dealing with a personal loss. Maybe there's somebody that feels unheard or unseen, and maybe somebody's feeling overworked. Ultimately, it's very simple for me to be so removed that I lose track of what's going on with our team players. And so naturally, it's very important for me to have a COO that understands how to keep those relationships strong, understands how to create systems that allow us to have equitable work for each of our teammates, but also ensuring that we're hitting our goals. So it's a fine balance, but if you've had past management experience, something tells me you know exactly what to do, and probably you might even know how to do it better than me. All right, so I'm mid-edit and I just realized I've totally left out 2 responsibilities. And as much as I may try to list every responsibility, there's bound to be some that just don't get brought up. It's basically like, this is the job of getting shit done on the team. So here we go. One of them is sponsors. We need somebody to be able to be that middleman to talk with sponsors, run the operations, the logistics of working with outside parties. And the last that I want to mention is the channel producer role. So ultimately, it's not that it's out of the equation to hire a dedicated producer, but for right now, I need you to know that there's a chance every now and then you're going to be the one who comes in to help us plan upcoming productions, videos, and ensure that we're making the most kick-ass video possible. Okay, let's talk about company culture, because this is something that's going to get you a better understanding for what Lost LeBlanc is today, and most of all, what Lost LeBlanc is going to become. You see, right now we are in a phase where the culture is being redefined literally day by day. We have gone from a size of 12 to now 6 team members, and with that having is also an exciting opportunity to really hone in on what it is we want to become. And as COO, I want to build that company culture with you, but I'll go ahead and tell you what's important to me. First of all, Lost LeBlanc is so much more than a business of clicks, likes, and views. It's more than just a money grab. It is the ability to have impact on millions of people. And with that, it's not a 9-to-5 job. It's not just a Monday to Friday check out for the weekend and come back on Monday after being totally gone. I want people that are inspired by this mission. I want people that, if I could define it in one word, are passionate. So by being around other passionate people, it's like this amazing jet fuel that gets us all going. So I love people that are inspiring, passionate, excited, and people that love the work they can do here with the team. Now, to be a fit within the culture, I want to describe the lifestyle that I hope to see across every member of our team. And that is somebody that's health focused. Somebody that understands that while there's a time and place to go out for drinks, it's not a part of the regular lifestyle. You see, I really don't want to build a team of partiers. I want to find people that have maybe been there and done that, but know how to stay healthy. And I want to find people that love travel. It's not a requirement. None of these parts are. But I will say that if you are somebody that likes to travel, odds are pretty good you're going to have a lot in common with me and a lot of the other members of the team. If I can summarize what the company culture is, it's energetic, it's passion, it's excitement towards life and towards work, and it's people that give 110% in everything they do in life. Now that is the role of the COO. It's a loaded one. It's not going to be for everyone. In fact, if you had 1,000 applicants, the amount of people that fit the role description might look more like that. This is a very specific role, and I'm looking for a very specific person. But if you think that that's you, I would love to see your application down below. Together, we're going to achieve goals that we couldn't have even dreamed in our wildest of dreams. So if that sounds like an exciting endeavor and you are ready to go all in, then take a look at that link down below. Now, if you were looking to be a video editor for the team, I'm sorry it took me so long to get to you, but this is a very, very important role. As a professional video editor, you are going to be the glue that keeps Lost LeBlanc connected to our audience, the millions of people that tune in. Together, we're going to be creating amazing masterpieces that inspire people to travel and ask more of life. This is so much more than your typical run-of-the-mill video editor role. And if you're watching and you are the right fit, I cannot wait to see your application. I'm incredibly honored to see the way you can align yourself with the Lost LeBlanc style while also bringing your own creative genius into the picture. I have built up Lost LeBlanc over the years, but if there's one thing I've learned, it's the strength of A players coming together, and I believe that's who you are. So if you have a lot of creative experience, if you've created videos that you believe could keep up with the Lost LeBlanc channel and in fact even surpass them stylistically, I want to see you apply for this role. I want to be able to build the business with you. As you probably know or might not know, Lost LeBlanc is a channel that focuses on the story first, but second to that is the visual storytelling. I need to find somebody that's competent in color grading, somebody that understands how to take B-roll and make these scenes mesh together as if they were one, somebody that is able to go between vlog, B-roll, voiceover, drone, and make them all into one cohesive storyline. And I want to find somebody that isn't afraid to get creative, bringing in your own creative overlays, transitions, zooms, effects, and also even memes. I love a good laugh, and I think most people watching do too. So if you have a good sense of humor, I see that as a big bonus. If you want to help me build the next set of videos for this channel, please apply in the link down below under the video editor link, because as one of our lead editors for the team, you are going to have a lot of independence. So I want to see how you think, I want to see how you edit, and I want to see how you create. And yes, this video editor role is location independent, so you can do it from home, or if you choose to move to Bali, then you could totally do that too. So if any of these roles sound like a fit, guys, or the previous 3, check the links all down below. I cannot wait to see who comes through, and ultimately I can't wait to meet the right people to start building the Lost LeBlanc business to all-time new heights. I want to grow with you. I want to cut you in on the pie. I want to make sure that this is a role that makes sense for you, not just for the next year, but for the many years to come. Guys, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and I can't wait to see who becomes part of the Lost LeBlanc team.